How did your guys' two scrimmages go?
Learned a lot in both. Again, I think you're trying, when you have a lot of new guys, you're trying a lot of different combinations to see, who plays well together, what lineups, things you can do offensively and defensively. So the purpose of those is to learn those things and put yourself in the best position moving forward. And I felt like with both opportunities, there was a lot we gained from them, things that we learned that can make us a better team.
Obviously, you're trying to win on Monday, but is that still part of the process early on?
Yeah, like you said, I mean, number one priority certainly is to find a way to win the game. And at the same time, we're trying to continue to move forward as a team and a program. And we've got a fair amount of new guys, whether that's the freshmen or the transfers that we're integrating. So we believe, how we do our process and what we started with in the summer, that we're getting through that pretty quickly. But there's going to be things that we're still, trying to sort through like everybody this time of the year.
In what ways will this team be different than last year, or is it too soon to tell?
Yeah, I just say this in general as we move forward. I know that like last year, we had a terrific year, really proud of everything that group accomplished. And I'd say this, and it'll be kind of standard throughout the course of the year. I'm really not interested in comparing this group to last year. I'll just say it once and hopefully not say it again, because to me, this is a totally new group, totally new variables. And this team is, there's a lot of differences, and we're going to focus on what this team can be. I'd say specifically talking about this group, what I've really liked is, front line, we've got a little more depth, length, versatility. Hopefully that leads to us being effective on the glass, leads to us being effective, protecting the rim and things along those lines. And especially as the season wears on, having more frontline bodies that can help you with experience.
Speaking, sorry.
No, you're good.
Speaking of that, what are you expecting out of Shun?
Shun's been a huge bright spot for us. I think as he came in the summer and really embraced the work habits and the leadership, he's been a really impactful player. I mean, he's a lot more gifted offensively than what I realized when we watched the film, and we've certainly expanded his job and the things that he does, not only defensively but certainly offensively as well. So he's been terrific for us up to this point, and we're excited about where he can continue to go with his game.
In the vein of not comparing to last year, is there a part of it that, given the roster turnover, starting again is easier because you don't have a group that thinks they're starting from being a Sweet 16 team, that there's got to be a build-up throughout the season?
Yeah, I'd say that, in the times we're in right now, there's probably more fluidity to everybody's roster, right? Where you've got to, with the transfer portal and other things, you've got to be able to adapt to your personnel each and every year. And that was something that we were able to do all right last year, and hopefully, again, putting our guys in the best position to be successful, doing what they do well. Still remembering we do have 4 guys that do return to our team that were very impactful players from last year. So I think the one thing that does benefit us is those guys can talk to their teammates and say, hey, this is the process, this is how we do things, and these things worked for us, so stay the course and do the hard work.
With Jazz being last year's three-point shooter with the best three-point percentage, does that do you want him to shoot more? Did he shoot enough last year, and do you want him to shoot more this year?
Yeah, we've got confidence in Jazz that he can get even more opportunities. Part of it's on me and our ball movement. The more the ball moves and the more we share it, the more that those opportunities present themselves for Jazz. He's a great basketball player. He knows how to move without the ball, screen off the ball. He understands what's going on. So I believe if we get better ball movement, we really share the ball as a group, that more of those opportunities will present themselves for him, and I know that he'll be successful when they do.
Does that start with the point guard position?
Yeah, I mean, I think across the board, how we're playing offense, there's a few different ways that we're doing things, but certainly one of them is the point guard facilitating and getting things going for us. And again, we've looked at different options at that position, whether it be Taman, Eli, Jaron, and we'll continue to explore those. But yeah, I mean, I think when a point guard can get the ball moving and spray the ball around, that really it kind of has an effect on everybody else.
A lot of teams come out of the gate slow offensively. How do you kind of combat that this season?
I'd say more than anything, we're allocating the time in practice and then, learning guys' strengths, putting them in position to be successful, creating better ball movement, You know, there's other things offensively, like getting to the foul line and offensive rebounding and physical things that you can also do to bolster your offense. And then we're also trying to be more effective when we do get a live ball turnover, scoring in that realm. So I think it's more looking at all the margins, where can we be good in all those areas rather than just one.
Kind of bouncing off what you said about Oshun, how have you seen, kind of his comfort and progression grow playing for the perimeter a little bit?
Well, he's got a terrific personality. He's got an unbelievable work ethic. He's very coachable. And so Shun, he does whatever you ask of him. And so we're, like I said, as we've expanded his game, it's not just because we decided it's something we want to do that we don't think's in his best interest or our best interest. It's certainly things that he's earning every single day by his hard work and that he's proven and demonstrating. And so for him, it's just taking advantage of what's out there on a given night. At his size, at 6'10", with the mobility that he has terrific touch around the goal. He can finish lobs and tip dunks, and then also to be able to make plays and do things on the perimeter. He's a very impactful player on both sides of the ball, so we'll continue to lean into that.
What can you do to get him into the league? He said that's one of the reasons why he chose Iowa State.
Is
Getting into he could have gone to the NBA last year, but getting there and being a better potential in the NBA. Your guys are one of the reasons he came here.
Yeah, I mean, we feel like if you come in our program, you're going to have great work habits every single day. We're going to challenge you to be your best, and on and off the court, and that's going to pay off for the long haul. So I don't think it's not a magic dust we sprinkle on guys. It's the development part of it is doing the hard work, having a very precise plan, doing the work every single day, building your confidence through doing that work. And so I'd say, like for Shun specifically, it's not that we're just going to allow him to do things he doesn't do well, that we're going to continue to lean in everything he does well and then, gradually expand in certain areas.
He says he's still shooting some three-pointers. Do you cringe, or do you want him out there doing it?
It depends what the situation calls for. He's such an impactful player on the interior and can give us a guy that, he can score it on the block, he can score it on rolls, he can make plays off the dribble. So night in and night out, what does our offense and what does our team need to be the most successful? I mean, we'll encourage him to do those things, but I'd say that we're fortunate that he is so versatile and can do so many different things well.
So big here in this program. How has Taman impressed you? It's kind of based off everything he's talked about and what you've said about him. Seems very ready as a 18-year-old true freshman to be able to do that so far.
Yeah, maturity is the first thing that comes to my mind when I think about Taman, how he goes about everything, how he treats his teammates, his demeanor on the court. He doesn't get too high or too low. Everything you ask of him, he gives the best effort he can give. And I think a lot of times for freshmen, maturity is a factor. I think that, given that effort and then also like the cumulative effect of what we do every day over time. Guys all feel like they work really hard before they get here, and then when they realize what that commitment is, it can be overwhelming. And that's certainly not the case for Taman. He's been very well schooled, very well taught. He's got tremendous character, and he works like crazy. So that will allow him to be successful on a quicker timeline than what happens for a lot of freshmen.
When I talked to Gabe a while back, one thing he mentioned is he felt like he rediscovered something just in terms of consistency with his outside shooting. Have you seen that throughout practice, that he's getting a little bit, I don't know if it's the confidence back, but just the mechanics, whatever it is?
Yeah, we're trying to continue to create those situations for Gabe where he can really be successful offensively, and some of our offensive package put him in position where we want him to be really aggressive, hunting those opportunities and looking for those shots, and he's definitely shooting the ball at a very high level right now, and his confidence is sky high. So for us, we want to do what we can as coaches to keep putting him in that spot, to keep his confidence there, and for him to stay in that zone, in that place, and just keep his focus on the things he can control, and then when that opportunity presents himself, being confident to knock it down.